Hey everybody, Joe Haygood here, aka mclazyj. We're back. It is Tuesday, March 25th. There's a possibility this might get broken into a couple parts and I'll have to edit it all back together because my wife has just got done calling me and she has a flat. So she is having to call roadside assistance because I am super far away from her. And a tow truck will probably get there before I will. But there's a chance she may call me back once she does all the stuff with Geico. But anyways, it's getting down to the nitty gritty, and I figured I'd go over a few things that I'm planning for this, for the videos that I want to do, and I figured it might as well be a good time to share it all. So on this, for this trip, the way I wanted to do it, I was talking with my wife too, because we were like, hey, when should we start packing, all that kind of stuff. So we're actually I realized I wanted to do a packing video, and I talked about this before, and so we're going to do, or at least I am. I don't know if she wants to do one as well, or if we'll do one together. We are bringing 2 checked bags, because we each get a free checked bag with my American Airlines mileage card and status, so we each get a free bag to check. So I'm like, hey, I'm just going to check a bag. I don't mind. I know some people sit there and like, oh no, you got to do everything in a carry-on. I don't care. I've always checked bags. I'm a former Southwest guy that always checked a bag anytime I could. Because why not? If it's part of something and it's a benefit to you, or in the case of Southwest, I knew I was already paying for the bags as part of my ticket. I'm going to fucking use that. So, yeah, in this case, we're going to each check a bag. She has a carry-on luggage that we bought. I have a backpack that I'm going to be bringing on that has my laptop and some other stuff in it. But we're also going to put some clothes, a couple outfits in each of our carry-ons, so that way if something was to happen to our luggage, we would have a means to go and we would have a means to replace to have clothing at least in the interim. We are getting to Miami a day early, so if worst came to worst, luggage wasn't there, we could go out and buy clothing for the trip. It would suck, and you would really be limiting yourself to what you could do, and it would be expensive, but you could do it. You just file a claim later, and there you go. As it stands, the way I'm looking to do this with our packing video is that, or at least mine, like I said, if we may do a joint one, she may do her own. She just bought a brand new camera. It's better than mine. She bought a Insta 360 Ace 2 Ace Pro, or Insta 360 Pro Ace 2 camera, which is really nice because its low light is really, really nice. I don't have that. I have an Osmo 4, and the low light levels are not great. But neither here nor there. I'm thinking that what I want to do is I'm gonna pack a bunch of my stuff on Sunday. So you will see it'll all be one video, but I'll kind of be annotating that, hey, this is Sunday, we're T-minus X until we leave. And start going over what I want to put in there, an idea. I have my list, so that way we can, you can see as we go along what we're packing, right, and what I'm packing. And most of my clothing, underwear, socks, most of my underwear can be packed ahead of schedule. All my t-shirts can be packed ahead of schedule. All my shorts can be packed ahead of schedule because I'm going to be at work for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So it's not like I wear shorts to work. So I can pack all my shorts. I can pack all my shirts. I can pack all my dress outfits for the most part. I might hold off on those just because, hey, less chance of getting a wrinkle until it's, in there and done. Packing up my swim gear. Packing up, all the magnets and all that kind of stuff. Oh, side note, finally got an email from Stateroom Statements. Magnet was supposed to go out today, so it should be here before we leave. Said 3 to 5 days for shipping, so my hope is it means it will definitely be here before we leave. This has been a learning experience to not wait until near the end to order the magnet. Next time I will order the magnet months in advance. Like my Carnival one, I will probably order like after I get back from this cruise, so it's ready for when we go on the cruise. Anywho's. So we can pack a lot of that stuff ahead of schedule. You know, all the toiletry stuff, all the electronics that I don't use on a daily basis. Like I have a USB charging tower that I'm going to bring, my European outlet adapter, that can be put in there ahead of schedule. Like I said, the magnets, whiteboard, all that stuff can be put in there ahead of schedule. So not a problem, right? We can put all that stuff in ahead of schedule. I can put all of my t-shirts in there. I'm not worried they won't get wrinkled. And if so, we've got Downy Wrinkle Release, which, you know, will do a decent enough job. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. I'll be back. Okay, so we're back. This will probably be kind of short because I do need to get back on the phone with my wife here in a couple minutes. I just had a phone call from work too, so I'm just getting blasted with calls left and right. So, losing my train of thought where I was. The idea is that I want to do a packing video on Sunday. We'll start at Sunday. We will get most of the doesn't have to be worried about wrinkles or anything like that kind of stuff, or stuff I know I'm not going to be using. We can pack that in the first round of packing. Like I said, all the electronic stuff that I don't use on a day-to-day basis, the USB tower that I bought for it. I have a portable drive that I may put in my bag, though. That's just for helping me store video content so it doesn't clog up my hard drive on my laptop, my local drive. But, putting in all that stuff, t-shirts, shorts, underwear, bathing suits, stuff like, all the magnets and that kind of stuff. All that stuff can go in there ahead of schedule. It's stuff that I'm not gonna wear to work, that I'm not gonna have to, that I'm not gonna be wearing anywhere else. So it can be packed at that point without any issue. When Wednesday comes, I will do the second part of the packing video, which will show me putting in my dressy clothes, like my dress shirts, my tie. I can put my shoes, like most of the shoes that I'm going to worry about, I can put in there too, because only thing I have to do is wear my tennies onto the, wear my kicks onto the plane. I'm going to pack my slides. I'm going to pack my aqua socks. I'm going to pack so that stuff's going to be done on Wednesday too, because they won't be worn at any other time. That Wednesday, like I said, we're going to pack all the dressy stuff, get all that stuff put in there. My jacket that I have for Scarlet Night, I'll fold that up. I don't know if that's going to fit in a packing cube, but we'll get it in there. Some of my medical supplies will go in there just because it's stuff that I don't have to worry about carrying. I'm going to put the cologne I want to bring on the boat in there, in baggies, protected, so it doesn't happen what happened to me the last time I went to Vegas and we went to Nobu, and one of the bottles broke in the airplane and cologne was all over the luggage. It was terrible. It really irritated me because it was really nice cologne and it was expensive. So the cologne I'm going to pack, I will put in there ahead of schedule on that Wednesday night, that kind of stuff. Thursday morning, once we've done our morning routine, anything that's in there that I plan to pack will go in there. I don't think I'm going to have a ton of stuff that I need to worry about from that standpoint. I'm planning to buy a lot of stuff locally, like buying a bunch of travel stuff once I get there at Publix. Like, I'm not going to worry about packing a ton of stuff. I do want to, we'll be packing some toiletries, and those may go in, one of our carry-on bags that have, some wipes and, that kind of stuff. Because, you want to get off the plane after a red-eye flight, and you're not going to have access to a shower for several hours. You can go into the bathroom and take some cleaning wipes, some baby wipes and whatnot, and clean all the appropriate places. But, We have an amenity kit too that we get on the plane for upgrading our seats that has a toothbrush in it. So once we get off the plane, we can also brush our teeth. So that's something. Sure, it's not the greatest toothbrush, but at least it works, and it's something we can do. So at that point, that Thursday, we will do the final set of packing. It will be part 3 of that packing montage. And at that point, we will put everything else that we need to in there. I'm not going to show a packing video for my backpack because it's my backpack. It's what I carry to work every day. It's literally sitting on the floor over here. The only thing that will happen with that is I'm going to take a bunch of stuff out of it that I don't need to bring. Like, I'm not going to bring my power inverter because I'm not going to have a cigarette lighter to plug it into on the boat. You know, so I'm going to unpack a bunch of stuff that's like work related that I don't need to have in there. By the time I get done, the only thing that'll be in there is my portable speaker I keep attached, my portable speaker, my laptop, my power cord, headphones, probably my mouse will stay in there, and my backup drive that I have for the laptop. And that's pretty much it. Like, I'm going to probably I carry a Stadia controller in there because I have like 2 Stadia controllers. It's just a controller I can use if I want on the go because it connects via Bluetooth. Yeah, but I'm going to take out like a lot of other odds and ends and adapters that I have because I'm not going to be able to use them. And they're all kind of functioned around work. And then after I've taken all that and I've lightened that load up, I'm going to throw in a handful of clothes in there, probably a couple t-shirts, a couple pairs of underwear, a couple pairs of socks, you know, just so I have something that I can wear. You know, and I'll have some of my medical supplies in there, like a chunk of bags and stuff like that. Basically, the only thing that won't go in there medical related is the scissors because, well, I don't need TSA to take my good scissors away. They're not like, they're under 4 inches. They're like 1.5 inch blade. I don't think it should be an issue, but anyways, that's the plan for the packing videos. As for travel-related content, there is a chance we will do one of these videos, and maybe I'll have my wife mic'd up, and I can do it just like this, where it shoots across, and we can kind of, you know, just do our little, as we're driving to the airport, we'll do a documentation once we get to the airport. All that kind of stuff that we can get done. That'll be, you know, good to have done. We'll get that all squared away, and we'll have a good chat video. We'll do our experience in the airport. We'll do our check-in, our hanging out. So our drive video might be one video, like going to the airport, and then I'll have our whole airport montage here and MIA, so both sides of it, and our travel to the airport, to the hotel. And I'll probably do that as a segmented video. And then from there, we'll do like our once we get our bags dropped off and our load's a little lighter, then I'll do a video just for covering our day in Miami, what we get up to during the day. You know, right now we have plans where we want to go to. Right now, the things I know off the top of my head is we want to go to Brickell City Center, but that's going to be like an evening thing. We want to go to Bayside, although that may happen the following day, just because if we get to the port too early, we're going to end up going to Bayside anyways to kill some time. Bacon Bitch, we're going to do that. We're going to do South Beach. And we talked about going to Skinny Louie's. It's a place we just learned about. It's a smash burger place that's supposedly really good. So we want to do that. I had talked about trying to go over to see the Dolphins Stadium. I don't know if that'll happen, but it's at least on the back burner possibly. It depends on how far it takes us out of our way. We also want to go to Publix, get some stuff done there. We're going to go to Tacoology, which is a Mexican restaurant in Brickell City Center. That's going to be our dinner spot. So we'll have videos that kind of cover a general sense of those, and we might have some breakout videos that kind of go into depth in some of those places. Like we might have an in-depth video for Skinny Louie's, and we might have an in-depth one for Bacon Bitch, and we might have an in-depth one for Tacoology. on top of just a general, like, 2 minutes when I put the general video of us being in Miami and whatnot. And then the goal is, from that point, is to do like our day 1 through day 9 process, with a video for like day 1, a video for day 2, a video for day 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then our final disembarkation and airport one. The airport one on the backside. So American Airlines screwed me up a little bit and changed our flight by like about 2 hours. We originally had a flight for 2:59 p.m., which I thought was a nice, comfortable point to get on a plane, because it was going to give us plenty of time for our layover. The problem is they have changed our flight to, I think it's 6 p.m. or 5:59, 4:59, 5:59, something like that. And now when we land, we have about 55 minutes to go from one terminal from one gate to the other gate. I'm not very happy about that. So when we get to Austin, do not be surprised if you don't see a lot of the Austin airport, because I may not have time to get my camera out to try to film any of that. So we might just do a quick thing on the plane as we're taxiing in, saying like, hey, you may not see us for a few minutes because we got to run across an airport. Possibly. The hope is Austin airport isn't like huge, and our gate isn't too far away. And it's like, oh, in that case, hey, we got here with like, how many minutes to spare. But the goal is like booking it. There will not be like, I don't think we're going to have a drive home video, because look, after that point, by the time we get home, we get off that plane, we get our luggage, we get over to where our car is. It's probably going to be about 10:30 at night. And I still got to drive home. Probably about a good hour to get home. So the plan at that point is we're just going to be done. The goal at that point is we're just going to be done. And we will take our ass home. And then we might do like a post video when we get back home. And just be like, hey, we made it, blah, 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 everything's fine. And I don't know if I will do a lot of editing of the videos until I get back, because there's a lot of stuff I want to do with these videos. So they may not come up for a couple weeks after, but I will make sure to do some updates post-trip to let you know when that content. Now, that being said, there will obviously be, and you're going to see the sun start shining into my face now that I'm going westbound. That being said, so I'm going to get a little washed out here. Sorry, guys. Can't control the sunlight in the direction I'm driving sometimes. But the goal at that point is for, I will give some updates for how that's going to happen. But while we were out there, at least I will, my wife probably will be doing some too. We might do some together, putting together some TikToks and some stuff that can go on Instagram and YouTube Shorts. We might put together some short video content. And just that's the plan. So hopefully you'll all check in. You'll all check in on the intermediate content that we put up in Shorts and TikToks and Instagrams, and then wait for the final product to come out probably a few weeks afterwards, once I start getting getting my hands around it and putting all the extra bumper stuff that I want to put in there. I'm making an honest effort to like really like edit this. Like the Bonaventure one was like my first cut at like trying to do that stuff and putting some music underneath it and whatnot. This one I'll probably actually test a lot of my skills, because there might be some voiceovers depending on licensed music. There might be and I'm trying to insert some like funny bumper clip stuff, that kind of stuff. It's going to get me ready for the next cruise that we do, which will be Carnival Firenze in September. So anyways, I'm going to go so I can call my wife, follow up with her, and see how it's going with the tow truck. And we will see you next time. Bye.